Hi, I'm Dr. Stella Marisorim. Welcome to Mastering Prince2 Agile Foundation and Practitioner Training Program. This course has been designed by Oxbridge Consultancy Limited to prepare you not only for the certification exams but also for learning how to apply Prince2 Agile in real-world projects. So I'll be your guide as we explore governance, agility, leadership, and practical application. In this particular slide, in this particular presentation, I will explore why Prince2 Agile and then the promise of Oxbridge Consultancy Limited for this course, the 4 key learning outcomes that we have built things around using the AZALOS manual as a training framework. I'll also talk about the section flows and our use of interactive quizzes, case studies, tools and techniques, and then the exam preparation strategy and learning engagement, which we will encourage you to participate in. Why Prince2 Agile? Lots of people ask the question, but the reason is because there's a need for the best of both worlds. Organizations seek Prince2 governance as well as agile responsiveness. So as a result, this framework is globally recognized and well sought after, not only by project managers, but by leaders and change agents. So completing this certification will strengthen both your career profile as well as your ability to deliver value. The course promise by Oxbridge Consultancy Limited is that at the end of this course, you'll be exam ready, you'll be confident in leading agile projects, you'll be skilled at tailoring Prince2 to any context, and capable of delivering measurable outcomes. The 4 key learning outcomes that the 4 key learning outcomes that the course has been designed around will be to ensure that you're able to explain key principles, adapt Prince2 themes and processes, apply agile tools and leadership techniques, and evaluate performance for value delivery. So each section of the training or the course ties directly with aspects of the manual. The manual, as you might know, that's the AZALOS Prince2 Agile manual, has 28 chapters. And these 28 chapters have been used by OCL as a framework for teaching this course. So this has given us a structure to ensure comprehensive coverage of the entire content for your exam and provide you with practical connections for workplace applications. So you are not just reading, but you also know how to apply it in your workplaces. So every topic has been mapped to scenarios that you can relate with. So if you look at the table of content in the manual, you will find the 3 key parts. So part 1 covers chapter 1 to 6. And what we've tried to do is to ensure that each of these parts will align with a section in the course. So in part 1, you have an introduction through to what to fix and what to flex. So if you look at the course itself, you'll find out that after section 1, where we have the introduction and welcome, you have the section 2, where we then cover part 1 of the manual. So we have 6 lectures under section 2 because it's focused on part 1, introduction and overviews in the manual. So what we've done here then is every chapter links with one lecture here. So a chapter like an overview of Agile has a lecture, and then another chapter 5, which is an overview of Prince2, has a lecture as well. So this way we're able to cover the entire content. So in each of the sections, there is a video to introduce the part, and then there's another video to summarize the part, and then you have quizzes to engage with afterwards. The same applies to section 3, which is part 2. And in section 3, part 2, we'll be looking at the Prince2 Agile guidance, tailoring, and techniques. Here again, there's going to be a video introducing part 2 and another one summarizing what we've done in part 2. However, these lectures from chapter 7 through to 23 will then be broken down into 4 key aspects, where the first one is Agile and Prince2 principles. And then the second one, Agile and Prince2 themes. So under Agile and Prince2 themes, there will then be 7 subsequent lectures on the themes of Prince2. And then you have lecture 16, where you have Agile and Prince2 processes. And then 7 subsequent sessions or lectures where you focus on the 7 processes of Prince2. And then chapter 23 will then be a summary of tailoring guardians for the Prince2 products. And then after that, there is a summary, and then you have the opportunity to engage with some quizzes. So in terms of the section by section flow, here's our journey. We have 6 sessions covering the principles, the tailoring, planning, tools, culture, and then performance. So this logical sequence ensures that you not only learn the theory, but also you see how each piece contributes to success in both the exam and in your workplace as well. We have interactive quizzes at the end of each section, and it's not just about knowledge checks, but it mirrors the exam format and it gives you feedback immediately to help reinforce your learning. We have the case studies for applications. Beyond the quizzes, we are using this to help you engage with real-world projects. So you'll apply Prince2 Agile concepts in dynamic scenarios. So you're not just memorizing, but actually practicing decision making under real-world conditions. You'll learn to use practical tools such as Moscow, prioritization, user stories, burn down charts, agile contracts, and each of these will be demonstrated, then reinforced through exercises, so you can then use them immediately at your workplace. For the exams, the course is carefully aligned with both foundation and practitioner exams, so you will practice past exam style questions, learn time management strategies, understand common pitfalls, so you enter the exam with confidence. So we want you to engage, because the course is not in any way passive. So you'll engage through quizzes, through reflections and discussions in the chat. And by interacting with the community and applying concepts to your own project, you'll deepen your understanding and be able to then retain knowledge rather than memorize. So this is an example of the kind of case studies we'll be looking at. So an example of this case study is the Shop Easy digital transformation project. This case study is about Shop Easy, a global retailer undergoing a digital transformation process. Their goal is to launch an omni-channel e-commerce platform that integrates online and in-store experiences. The main challenge they faced was balancing strong governance, which is essential for such a large investment, with the need for fast and flexible delivery. And that's where Prince2 Agile comes in. So you start looking at things like the objective and the challenge, the approach, approach in terms of Prince2, approach again in terms of Agile. So Prince2 in terms of governance, Agile in terms of Agile practices, and then of course the outcome. So things like that, we'll look at them in more detail. So in conclusion, the course is more than just content. It's a transformation, to be honest. So join us to build your exam confidence, grow your agile leadership skills, and deliver sustainable project outcomes. I invite you to engage fully, practice actively, and take this step further in building your own career. Let's get started with section 1, which is on agile principles and performance targets. Thank you.